Okay, welcome to our Monday night Dream Team call, our first call of the month, our only call that we're going to be doing this month. We are starting this call with a motivational, not so motivational video from Mel Robbins. So if you can bear with me for just a minute while I share my screen, we're going to watch this and then we are going to discuss it. Really listen to this, guys. I really want you to listen to this.
I think it's garbage because at some point we all bought into this lie that you've got to feel ready in order to change.
Yeah.
We bought into this complete falsehood that at some point you're going to have the courage. At some point you're going to have the confidence, and it's total bullshit. Frankly, are we allowed to swear on this show? Okay, it's complete garbage, and so there are so many people in the world, and you know, you may be watching this right now, and you have these incredible ideas, and what you think is missing is motivation, and that's not true, because the way that our minds are wired. And the fact about human beings is that we are not designed to do things that are uncomfortable or difficult. Our brains
Please get out. Please get out.
Our brains are trying to keep us alive. And in order to change, in order to build house, to do all those things that you know you want to do with your life, with your work, with your dreams, you're going to have to do things that are difficult, uncertain, or scary, which sets up this problem for all of us. You're never going to feel like it. Motivation's garbage. You only feel motivated to do the things that are easy, right?
Why do you think that is?
Oh, I know exactly why that is. Because I've studied this so much, because for me, one of the hardest things to figure out was, why is it so hard to do the little things that would improve my life? And what I've come to realize, and what we'll talk a lot about today, is that the way that our minds are designed is our minds are designed to stop you at all costs from doing anything that might hurt you. And the way that this all happens is it all starts with something super subtle that none of us ever catch. And that is with this habit that all of us have that nobody's talking about. We all have a habit of hesitating. We have an idea. You're sitting in a meeting. You have this incredible idea. And instead of just, saying it, you stop and you hesitate. Now, what none of us realize is that when you hesitate, just that moment, that micro moment, that small hesitation, it sends a stress signal to your brain. It wakes your brain up, and your brain all of a sudden goes, oh, wait a minute. Why is he hesitating? He didn't hesitate when he put on his killer spiky sneakers. He didn't hesitate with the really cool track pants. He didn't hesitate with the NASA t-shirt. Now he's hesitating to talk. Something must be up. So then your brain goes to work to protect you. It has a million different ways to protect you. One of them is called the spotlight effect. It's a known phenomenon where your brain magnifies risk. Why? To pull you away from something that it perceives to be a problem. And so you can truly trace every single problem or complaint in your life to silence and hesitation. Those are decisions. And what I do, and what's changed my life, is waking up and realizing that motivation's garbage. I'm never going to feel like doing the things that are tough or difficult or uncertain or scary or new. So I need to stop waiting until I feel like it. And number two, I am one decision away from a totally different marriage, a totally different life, a totally different job, a totally different income, a totally different relationship with my kids. Not like one decision, I'm divorcing you in the marriage example, but one decision on, you could be having a conversation with your spouse and you feel your emotions rise up, and within a tiny window, those emotions can take over and can impact how your marriage goes. Or you can learn how to take control of that micro moment and make a decision to act in a way that actually shifts your marriage. Your life comes down to your decisions. And if you change your decisions, you will change everything.
Okay, I just love that. And if you have time, I highly encourage you watch the entire 40-minute video that she does on motivation is garbage. But I wanted to bring that into our team, into what we are doing and how we can use that video that we just watched to help our businesses. And for me, May was a really hard month for my business. And I can use a million excuses. I can tell you a million reasons why May was a hard month. But like she just said, it came down to the decisions I made. That's what it came down to. Whether I decided to work a power hour that day to send out invites to do what I needed to do or not. And for all of us, that's what it comes down to, those decisions that we make. And for me, I often hear, especially when it comes to my working out and my fitness, I'm just not as motivated as you, or maybe when I'm as motivated as you, I'll start working out, or if I just had the motivation. Well, what we just heard from her was it has nothing to do with the motivation that we have. I can tell you right now, to this day, I've been working out for 6 years, and all the way up until that minute I push play, I don't want to push play. I don't. I am not motivated to go down to my basement and push play. I'm not motivated to eat that salad instead of that Reese's cup that I would rather have. I'm not motivated to do those things. I do those things because I know they're the right choice, and I know that's what's going to get me the healthy lifestyle that I want. That is why I do those things. Motivation is garbage, and there are some of us that are never going to be motivated to do those things. We're never going to be motivated to work out. And I'm sorry if you're on this call and you're thinking, gosh, I just wanted to be motivated. I thought it was going to click one day. And maybe it will for you. And there are days that I am more motivated than other days. But most of the time, that's why I work out in the morning. I drag my butt to the basement and I do it just because I do it. I know that's what I need to do. I know that's what needs to get done. If I want to keep off the weight that I lost, that is what I need to do. So we just do it. You make that decision that you don't feel like feeling the way you were. You don't feel like having the life that you had. You make that decision and you just do it. Change is hard. And we know that change is hard. We work with clients all day long that struggle with that change and making that first step and that change to be a better them and to be the best selves that they can be. But you're not going to get those results if you don't. So if you're waiting on someone to motivate you, you're going to be waiting forever. You've got to find that within yourself. So I'm going to bring this to our business now. And if you know my story, and I've shared this a lot on our sneak peeks, how I feel like it was just one choice that has totally changed my life. Me signing up as a coach and me saying yes and me putting my trust in my coach is why I have the life that I have right now. I don't know what our life would look like if Beachbody hadn't came into it. I really don't. I don't know that my girls would be able to be involved in as many activities, that we would take as many vacations. I'm sure I would still have student debt because our plan for paying that off was like the rest of our lives. So I just cannot imagine what things would look like if I hadn't made that one decision to say yes. But it didn't stop with that one decision to say yes. And you guys are all here because you made the decision to be a coach. That's why you're on this call right now. You made the decision to be on this call. But it goes further than deciding to be a coach, than deciding to be on the dream team. It goes past that. It goes into the decisions that you're going to make every day moving forward. What are you going to do with this business? Are you going to post 3 times a day? Are you going to invite people? Are you going to stay on your own health and fitness journey? Are you going to do these things? Because no one's going to hold your hand. I hate to tell you that. Erin didn't hold my hand. Never did she hold my hand. Matter of fact, I've asked her questions and it takes her 2 days to get back to me because she knows I can figure it out myself and I don't need her. No one is going to hold your hand in this business. You have to do it on your own. We, the leading coaches, can only motivate you so much. You have to have that internal motivation, or you have to decide on your own that you're going to do this and that you want to do this. You have to decide. I'm sorry, I'm seeing chats down here. I just want to make sure no one's, okay, yeah, I love Mel Robbins too. Just want to make sure no one was saying anything. Now I don't know how to close this. Okay, I don't know. Okay, so back to where I was. No one is going to hold your hand to do this. This is something that you have to do. I want to give you a book recommendation that I read on an airplane. I can remember exactly when I was reading this book. It was at the very beginning of my business. And it really changed my perspective on how I thought of this business and those little small tasks and how important they were. The Slight Edge. If you have not read The Slight Edge yet, write this book down and read it now. Make it the very next book that you read for your personal development, The Slight Edge. And what it talks about is how all the little choices that you make are going to add up. The little choices like inviting. And I think about, what if Aaron hadn't invited me? Like, my life would not be the same. What if I hadn't invited you or your coach? Like, none of us would be here. You have to invite. Those little things are going to make a difference. Connecting. I know you might not think that's a big deal, or adding 3 friends a day. You may not think that's a big deal, but that 3rd friend that you added may next month be your rock star coach that you have on your team. Adding 3 people a day. Posting a live video. How many times have we thought, I need to do a live video. I really want to do this live video, but you're not. Or I need to be doing Instagram stories, but I'm not. How many times have we, and for me, the live video is the one that gets me. I always think, I need to do a live video. That's a choice I'm making to not do that when I don't do them. So make those choices. What about Summit? I'm thinking right now about everyone that's going to be at Summit and how your lives are about to be changed forever. I cannot tell you what Summit is going to do for your life in this business and outside of this business. You made the choice to be at Summit, to show up and to make that happen. What about the live power hours? Earlier, I talked about we have 5 opportunities for live power hours. Are you going to make the choice to show up at one of those live power hours? That could change your business. You could learn something during one of those live power hours that will really help you moving forward with your business. Or our team calls. You know, all those things that I just mentioned, you should be doing. You know it. And maybe you're thinking, I'm too scared to invite, or I'm too scared and I don't want people to judge me on what I'm going to post 3 times a day. Or I just don't have time to do that. Those are all excuses. They are excuses. You can find the time to do it. You can get the strength to do it. We cannot motivate you any more than what we already are to do these things. It's up to you now. They're just excuses. I see Bree on here. She was in bed earlier. Bree, as an example, she messaged me before this call and said, I've only had 3 hours of sleep. I'm running on fumes, but I will be on this call tonight. I mean, if anyone has an excuse not to be here, it is her. I'm still in my softball t-shirt because I literally ran from the softball field here to do this call for you guys. We all have a million things going on. It's just whether you're going to make the choice to do this or not. This business is going to help you so much if you choose to. It's going to help you with your health and your finances. You know this. It can help you with more freedom. It can help you with, maybe you're wanting to make a job switch. But that's 100% up to you. And that's what I love about this business. It is 100% up to you. You can choose to be just a coach that does this just whenever you feel like it, and that is 100% okay. But I think there are so many of us on this call that want more than that out of this business. But we're not motivated to do it as an excuse. And we have to stop that. We have to stop I don't have time, or I'm too scared. And for me, I think about around month 5 or 6 of my business in my first year, I was this close to quitting, because it got hard. And that's when it gets hard. It gets hard around month 5 or 6. All the new people that have been watching you kind of stop, messaging you or whatever. And you actually have to work. You have to really work starting at that point in your business. You have to invite every day. You have to post 3 times a day. You have to do all of those things every day to make it happen. And I was this close to quitting at month 5 or 6. I was so frustrated and I was so mad. I didn't hit Success Club. I just felt like I can't do this. I'm not going to do this. What if I had quit in month 5 or 6? Here I am 6 years later, far surpassing anything I ever would have made in teaching, paying off all my debt. You know my story. I don't need to say everything that this business has done for me. You have to make the decision now, though, what you want out of this business, no matter where your business is at this point. Maybe you're doing amazing and you're soaring and you're kicking butt. I'm looking at Amber Etheridge right now, who, I tell you what, since January, I think she made that decision. I really do. I think in January, Amber decided, I'm going to make this business do something for my life. And She's turned it on and she's hit Success Club every month and she is killing it. And you could just see that switch where she just decided, I'm going to do something. I'm going to make this business work. Well, now it's your turn. If you want to make this business work or not, if you've been on the struggle bus, if you've been this close to Success Club, or maybe you haven't had any Success Club points on the board at all, now is when you have to decide. And no one can motivate you to do it. Yes, I love personal development because it does motivate me, and I love that extra pump and that extra energy. But it's a yes or no. I mean, it really is. Yes, moving forward, are you going to take advantage of this opportunity in front of you? Or no, you're not. You don't want to do this. It's a yes or no. And I'm talking about this topic right now because right now we have so many opportunities right in front of us to make this business amazing for you. This month alone, you deciding right now what you're going to do could totally change your life. And I am saying that with all honesty. It has nothing, again, to do with motivation or being more motivated. You just have to get out of your head and you just have to decide that you're going to do it. We have Lift 4. We have 2B Mindset. We have so many incredible things that are happening right now that if you take advantage of those and you get out of your head and you really come up with a business plan right now, you can soar this month and next month and the rest of the year. This is the time to decide if you're going to do this or not, if you're really going to go all in or not. So I want to talk a little bit more now about what June looks like and what my June looks like and what I'm going to do to make sure that I don't have a repeat of May, because May did not look good for me and I'm ready to kill June. And I've got the systems in place. I've shared them a little bit with you, but I want to make sure that you have a plan too for what's happening in May. Number one, pick a sneak peek. And if you don't have a calendar, this is something I haven't talked about in a long time. Get a calendar that is specifically for Beachbody so that when you sit down to work, you know exactly what you're working on. Get a calendar. Pick a power hour and write it down in your calendar like it is an appointment that you cannot miss. Even if you're tired, like Bree is right now, I know she's probably half asleep listening to me. Even if you're tired and you don't want to work that power hour, that you're not going to miss, because you would not show up to a doctor's appointment if you scheduled it. So pick one of those power hours and decide that you're going to show up and you're going to be at that power hour. If you can pick one a week, pick one a week. That's what I would recommend doing. If I was wanting to grow my business, I would be at one a week. The National Wake Up Call happens every Monday. Don't miss those. Do not miss those. I cannot tell you how important those are. When I started coaching in my first year, I had some people ask me, what do you feel like has helped you the most? And why do you feel like you've been so successful this first year? The National Wake Up Call. That's exactly why. Because when Erin and I started this business, we didn't have anyone helping us. We were figuring it out on our own. Me, her, and Erica. We were all figuring it out on our own. And that National Wake Up Call is what helped us to figure it out. And it still helps me to figure it out. Don't miss those. You don't have to listen to them live. I don't rarely listen to them live. It's always on my Tuesday to-do list. First thing I do on Tuesday mornings is I listen to the National Wake Up Call from the day before, because I just typically can't make it on that Monday. So make sure that's something that you're doing every single week, that National Wake Up Call also. Okay, so with Lift 4 though, I want to talk for a minute about that. This is a big launch, and if you do this launch correctly, it could really grow your business. And I know you've heard Erin talk about it. I know you've heard about it all over the team call. Lisa's actually on the launch group in Fit Fighter Nation, but I want to talk a little bit more, and I just want to simplify it for you and tell you exactly what you need to do. In Fit Fighter Nation, there is a Coach Lift 4 group. This group is specifically for you to get information about Lift 4 and the launch from Lift 4. That's all it's for. It's a place for coaches to go and get information. And I'm telling you all this because I know it can be overwhelming with everything that's going on. So I'm hoping this will simplify it. You need to go to the Lift 4 group. You'll find it in Fit Fighter Nation. If you can't find it, ask your coach. They'll help you find it. Go to that Lift 4 group and you need to join it. And in that group, you're going to find scripts on how to invite people. You're going to find example posts. You're going to find everything that you could possibly need to launch Lift 4. They have laid it out for you, ladies, laid it out. And I tell you what, I never had anyone lay anything out like this for me. I just had to figure it out. So take advantage of it. Like, that gives you a one-up that you have this right there for you. After you go to that group, you can either, one, create your own Lift 4 informational group for Facebook, or two, join our Lift 4 informational group. Myself, Sarah, and Lindsay Rort are running a Lift 4 informational group. What this group is, it's where you add anyone that is interested in learning more about Lift 4. Anyone. Any of your coaches, any of your current customers, anyone that's on Facebook and likes some of your posts. Because if you haven't, you're going to start posting about this new workout program. For me, this is my people this program is talking to. 4 days a week. I cannot tell you how many people I've already had message me and say, how did I miss you talking about this? 4 days a week? I can work out for I can do this? Yes, I can do 4 days a week, 30 minutes. That is me and a lot of people on our team, busy moms that barely have time to breathe. We can get in 30 minutes, 4 days a week. That's going to be a perfect starting program for so many people. But the informational group is going to give your people more information about it. So you can do one of two things. You can create your own, and you can join ours and like copy and paste our information into your own informational group. I'm totally okay with that. That is fine. Or you can add yourself and all of your people into our informational group, and we'll do the work for you. We will share all of the information for you that they may need. In this group, we're also going to be shouting out people as they commit, because we have learned that as we shout people out, other people don't want to be left out, and they decide to join and jump on the bandwagon, and they want to be a part of what's going on too. So those two groups are the most important two groups for you to be in right now. That Lift 4 coach group on Fit Fighter Nation and the Lift 4 informational group. And if you have any more questions, don't hesitate to ask us or somewhere, or ask your coach or me or whatever if you're still confused about those groups. But it is so important for you to get into those groups if you want to rock the month of June. You have to take advantage of this launch. These program launches are when we watch our businesses take off. So we have to take advantage of this program launch. You have to start posting now if you have not been posting. Make sure that you get on there now and you start posting. One other thing I do want to bring up is, if you have questions, or if you are confused, or if you don't know what you're doing, that's totally fine. I didn't know what in the heck I was doing when I started coaching too. Matter of fact, a year into it, I probably didn't know what in the heck I was doing. Ask your coach or ask me. It's okay. I feel like I've had a lot of coaches lately say, I'm so sorry to bother you, but don't be so sorry to bother me. I love this. This is my favorite thing to do. I love answering coaches' questions. I love helping them, put them on the dream team. And I know your upline coaches feel the same way, or they wouldn't be doing this if they didn't want to help you to be successful in this business. So don't hesitate at all to ask any of us any questions, or in the Cool Kids Club. If you're not in that club, that's a working coach strand where you can get in there. Just let us know if you'd like to be in that. I think that's all I have for tonight. I am so excited about the month of June because I see the potential that is there for this month for our team to absolutely blow this out of the water. Not only the Lift 4 launch, but we have Summit. And right after Summit, we have a sneak peek into coaching. So you better believe if you're going to Summit, or if you're not going to Summit, that you need to be blowing Facebook up about Summit. And I think Sarah did a good job at this when we were on the trip. Sarah or Lindsay one was talking when we were on the trip. Even though they didn't go on that Success Club trip, they were still posting about the Success Club trip and this awesome trip that their coaches were on. Same thing with you. If you're, for whatever reason, you couldn't make it to Summit, you still need to be posting about that, because guess what? That following Wednesday, we're going to have a sneak peek, and you want people to be interested and want to know what's going on and want to join into that sneak peek. So we have those two awesome things. Lift 4, we have Summit with the coach sneak peek. We also still have 2B Mindset going on. Don't forget about that. And we have another big group that is starting that Sarah, Lindsay, and myself are running again if you need to add people into that. If you have any questions, or if you need any help with getting your game plan together for the month of June, reach out to your coach. I promise you they will help you get this ball rolling. All right, guys, I'm going to stop the recording and open it up if anyone has any questions. But to everyone that's watching the playback, hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.